Hey guys, it's another hot one here in the Philippines. Today we're going to be talking about the SRRV process a little bit, and I also want to take care of some misinformation out there that's going on about SRRV visas. And there's a lot of it going on out there, okay? Here's what I want to tell you guys is this, all right? Is that the process has to be finished and completed in the Philippines. You cannot get your SRRV visa while in the U.S. That's a given. You cannot get it in the U.S., okay? It doesn't come to you in the U.S. You have to be here to get it and finish the application process here, okay? And I'm going to go through the whole process with you. There's more to it than this. There's a lot of information out there that's being put out there, and there's a lot of information that's being missed out there too. But I want to get into some of the misinformation that's going on about the SRRV process, because a lot of the stuff that's being covered out there is just either false or misleading, and it's not totally true. I also want to get into the way that the agents work, because some of these agents, I don't think that they're totally transparent. It's kind of unfortunate that it's working that way. And I'm not saying it's illegal what they're doing, it's just that they're not being totally transparent. Okay, here's the way the process works is this. Okay, you first talk to your agent, okay, and you tell them that you want to get the EED to get the 9A to get your SRRV, okay? The EED is an entry document, okay, to get your 9A visa approved. Without it, you don't come into the country. You currently need to have the EED, okay? So when you call up your agent's going to assist you with getting the EED, okay? Once you get the EED, then you get the EED, and then you can apply for the 9A, okay? Once you apply for the 9A, you have to also have your ticket and everything to get the 9A. Not just your ticket, but you also have to have a return ticket for within the 59 days. That's just the way that it works here in the Philippines. They want you to have something called, we call it a throwaway ticket in the expat community, okay? And that ticket basically gets thrown away, or you get a refund on it once you're approved for your SRRV visa, okay? So once you get your 9A and you're all approved on that, then you come into the Philippines and you finish the process, okay? You finish the process here, and some of it they start while you're in quarantine or whatever. They can start, my agent starts the process while you're in quarantine waiting, okay? And also the quarantines are coming down in time a little bit, I'm hearing. So things are happening here. That's not, like, it's different for each person, I guess, from what I'm understanding. But let me just go through this a little bit further. This sounds very simple, but it's not that simple from what I just said. Because while you're doing this process here that I just mentioned, you're going to be getting a bunch of documents together, such as your pensions, your DD-214s if you're in the military. You're going to be sending money to the PRA. You're going to be doing all kinds of transactions, and you're going to be doing apostilles. And apostilles is not a notary, okay? It's different than a notary. I have a video on apostilles and how to get them, okay? I also have a video also about the police clearance, okay? The police clearance, you can get, go to a site called My FBI Report. You can get it from My FBI Report. It brings you to another site that says MBI something or whatever. That site is to get your FBI report. It's not for a Filipino, even though it's MBI. It kind of confuses people a little bit. But anyway, it's for a U.S. FBI report. So it's myfbireport.com, okay? So you use that site to get your police report, or you can go down to your local police station and get it there. Now, once you get that document, you have to get it apostilled. That's only good for like so many months. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. Your other documents will be good for longer than that. But your medical also, it's only good for a certain amount of time. So what I tell people is this: time everything. Okay, get everything timed. Remember, if you send anything into the State Department, if you have any documents that need to be apostilled on the State Department side, federal, okay, then it's going to take probably like 6 weeks to get those back. And I'm not sure if you can put a rush on those anymore because of everything that's going on in the United States. But anyway, it's going to take 6 weeks to do that. So you have to kind of time everything and figure everything out. Get like a whiteboard, do all that work up on there. There's a lot to this, and each individual is different, so I can't break it down on here. I could, but it would take a long time for me to do it. It's easier for you to contact me and me to help you get started and everything, and work with Mary Rose, okay? And like I said, Mary Rose gets paid 100% by the PRA. Now I'm gonna break this down more about the apostles, okay? Remember, each state is different. I can't give you all the information on the apostles, how much it costs and stuff like that, or where to go, because each state capital is where they do the apostles, and they each have their own kind of little process, and each fee is different. So you have to kind of Google, let's say you live in Massachusetts, how to get an apostle in Massachusetts. So you would go about doing that, and it would show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard, okay? It's very simple to get. The State Department, you have to fill out paperwork, and you have to follow the process exactly the way it tells you. If you don't follow that process, they'll just mail it back to you, and then it just takes more time. And time is of the essence when you're doing this paperwork. You want to be quick and fast on it. Okay, get extra copies of things. Okay, and get documents apostilled, because later on you might want to get married or something like that. Get those documents apostilled just in case they require those documents to be apostilled. A lot of places don't, but some places do. So if you're coming to the Philippines, I'm not sure if when you get married you need apostles on your birth certificates or the former divorces or anything like that. So just be aware that you may want to do some research on that. I'm not really up on that part of it, but when you're coming here and you're bringing stuff, it's good to get things apostilled. It just kind of protects you, and that way it alleviates a lot of paperwork later on. Okay, just FYI, because things are changing in the world. They want apostles on just about everything when you're in a foreign country, if you're a foreigner, okay? Now, it isn't that way in the Philippines yet, but it's kind of bending like it might go that way. So just be aware that could happen, guys. Also, let me get into this. There's a lot of people asking me, Steve, I see all these other vloggers out there. A lot of these other vloggers out there, they're pushing people towards these agencies. And I don't know if they're being transparent or not. And I says, well, I don't really know what these other agencies are doing. I says, but some of these agencies offer kickbacks when you send them a business. They get like a finder's fee, kind of like maybe $50 per person. Okay, we do not take that here. Okay, I don't take any finder's fee for sending people to Mary Rose. We kind of work in tandem with each other. The only money I get is from my AdSense. That's it. Okay, and Mary Rose gets money from the PRA. She gets $500 from the PRA. Mary Rose is awesome. She's an awesome person. She's an awesome help. And I can tell you from my experience that Mary Rose is probably one of the better agents out there, because she doesn't charge any money on top of that. Now, there's a lot of agents out there that charge like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 on top of the money that they get from the PRA. But a lot of these people, they're not being transparent, okay? Because they're not telling the people that they get $500 out of their application fee from the PRA too. So if they're getting $2,000, they're getting $2,500 for probably like about, I don't know, it could be anywhere from depending on how good you are with your paperwork and how much they have to help you, anywhere from 4 to 10 hours of time, okay? They're getting $2,500. It's a lot of money for that work, And that's why my agent, she's so good and gracious about that she only takes the $500, okay? If you want to give her a tip on top of that, that's on you, obviously. And I highly recommend that you do give them a tip. It's very well deserved, because they take you out, they do things for you. They will take you to get your medical here if you need your medical done again here or something like that. Because your medical in the U.S., if you don't get it apostilled, you may need to go to get another medical here, but they might just take your papers or whatever and deal with it that way. I'm not quite sure about that. You can talk to Mary Rose about that. Like I said, there's a lot to this process, and each person is different and has different things that they might run into. Sometimes they might ask for a birth certificate, sometimes they might not. If you have a record on your police report, that could cause an issue. If you have any like assault or anything to do with like assault and battery or anything like that, it's usually a no-go, okay? Just FYI. And that means you can't come in here on the SRRV visa. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Here's some more information. Be careful of who you deal with, okay? I just want to be totally upfront and honest. a lot of these agencies don't know about the flip side of what goes on in the U.S., okay? And Mary Rose and I kind of got together and we worked together in this respect. Mary Rose isn't really up on apostles, and she's really not up on the police reports, okay? Now, I am, okay, because I've gone through this. I know how to do it. I've got it down to I have like my own way of doing things and helping people to make it simple. Okay, I'll help you through that process to get you to understand it and make the right decision on what you want to do. Okay, as far as the police report, I'll help you with the apostles. I don't charge for that. If you get me on the phone and if Mary Rose is telling you, hey Bob, or whatever your name is, I need this here from you and I need this from you, and this and this need to be apostoled or whatever, and I need you to start the banking transaction. I can kind of help you with most of that. Okay, I can get you through it, provided you understand what I'm telling you. Now I have some older people, and they're kind of hard to work with because they're older and they misunderstand very easily, and it's kind of hard to work with some of the older crowd that want to come in here and they're in their mid to late 70s, and then some people are really with it in their 70s. But I mean, I'll work with you. I'll try to help you the best I can, and it can be difficult, but I can't hold your hand and walk you through the whole process, all the way, but I will talk to you as much as you need to talk on the phone and tell you what you need to do. I mean, but I have some people that call me 3 to 4 times on the same process. And it's like, well, I've already told you, I've sent you 2 emails. All you have to do is read the email. Because I told one guy, I says, and I'm not trying to poke fun at the guy, but I told the guy, I says, I've sent you 2 emails so you can just read it. He says, well, I don't understand the email. And I'm like, how can you not understand the email? It tells you, number 1, do this. Number 2, do this. And that's what I run into sometimes. But 99% of the people that I run into get it the first time, which is good. And I don't have to repeat that. But that's what I have to deal with sometimes. So, but I tell people at night between 6 and 9, I open up my phone lines and I let people call me for any questions, any help they need. I tell people I'd rather talk with them on the phone than through emails. But if it's something short, you can send me an email and I'll answer you back, okay? And I'm going to put my information in the description on this video. And I'll also put Mary Rose's information in the description on this video. I will not put my phone number on here. If you want my phone number, use my email and ask me for my phone number and I'll give you my email. I do get people trying to call me at 2 a.m. in the morning. In fact, last night was one of those days that I got a phone call at 2 a.m. in the morning. Fortunately, my phone is on, I have like the bedtime thing where it shuts it off where it won't ring. But sometimes I look on my phone and I have 2 or 3 phone calls on there during the night. And I guess people don't read my emails to them that call me in the evening, my time, Manila time. Okay, so I'm not sure what the confusion is because, that's 2 a.m. here is like middle of the night for me, and people need to understand that. But anyway, I just want people to grasp everything that's going on over here as far as the SRRVs. I want people to understand, if you work with us, we're there for you, 100%, on both sides, okay? Because there's the Filipino side, which is going to help you if you hire an agency or whatever. That's fine if you want to pay that kind of money. But I implore you, if you want to save some money, go through my agent, Mary Rose. She'll help you. I'll help you. So I'll help you on the flip side. I'll tell you about all the American things you need to get together and where to go and what to do. She doesn't have a lot of knowledge on the flip side like that. And that's why we kind of got together and we work together, because we work, covering both sides that way. And the best part, like I said, is it doesn't cost you a nickel because your application fee is already paid from Mary Rose. I just want to make sure that's totally clear. And like I said, I don't charge a nickel. All I do is get AdSense. So anyway, guys, just want to throw that out there. Be careful who you work with, okay? Because some of these people that you're paying $1,000 or $500 to, and you're paying all this money out there, they don't have somebody on the flip side. And, like I told you guys, I'll help you on the flip side. I work with only Mary Rose, and she works with me. Also, this new process that's out there now for the SRRV retirement visas. We've already been doing that for several months now, okay? These other people out there are just starting. They're fresh, they're new. They don't know the whole process yet. We've been doing it the longest because we've been doing the trial. Also, our vlog was one of the first vloggers, I was one of the first vloggers to be approved by the PRA out there to put some of this information out there in the beginning about the trial process. Okay, so I just want that known, that we have been doing this longer than anybody else out there. I'm not an agent, okay, but my agent is one of the agents that was first doing the trial process. So she knows this process. These other people don't know it because they don't know how to fight for you and how to push things through. Also, the other thing is my agent lives really, really close to the PRA. So she can get over there quick if needed, and it goes through faster. If you're working through people in other places like Cebu, places like that, it's not gonna go through as fast, okay? It's probably not gonna go through as fast because the process is a little bit slower out on the outskirts. You know, when you go to these other places, it's best to deal through Manila. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I think that Manila is gonna be the fastest way to get things done. But anyway, guys, I wanna put that out there. I know it's a little bit long-winded and probably kind of boring for some, and I'm sorry for that. But guys, just remember, you cannot get your SRRV retirement visa in the US. You have to be here to do that. Also, one more thing, guys, is remember when you come here, you have to get quarantined, and be aware of that. Okay, so there is a lot of things to this, and if you call and talk to me, I'll run you through the whole process. Mary Rose will get you started. Once you contact Mary Rose, I'll start working with you to help you get your papers together and everything when she gives you all the papers that she wants from you. Like I said, some people are different than others. She may need a couple different documents from you because of one thing or another for work or something like that, for pensions or something, whatever it may be. I'm not sure, but she might throw a couple things on top of what it says on the PRA list that you see if you go on their website. She may need a couple other documents. Sometimes that happens, so I don't want to tell you you just need these documents. I want you to work with her, have her tell you what she needs. That way there we get everything started correctly and right. Okay, so like I said, it's not as easy as like cut and paste. You know, it's not like that. It's a hard process. It can be easy if you're quick and you're efficient and you're stay on top of your paperwork. God bless, guys. And hopefully I'll hear from you guys if you guys are looking for, to do this process. But like I said, look in the description. You'll have my email. And if you want to call me, just ask me for my phone number. If you just want to run some questions by me, you can either email me or call me or whatever. Sometimes I might tell you to call me because you have so many questions on here. It's better to just talk to me and I can get that out. Also, make sure you contact Mary Rose, and on the in the heading, you want to tell her you want to do the EED, the 9A, and the SRRV visa. Okay, you want to tell her that. And remember, guys, there's also going to be a banking thing where you have to transfer money from the U.S. over to here to the PRA. Okay, so there's another thing. That's probably one of the things that's probably the biggest pain. The other stuff, getting apostles and stuff, that's pretty easy. The banking transaction is kind of like, I found that the most difficult of everything. Everything else was easy. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.